Okay, now begins the assembly, reassembly of our Anytone 868. Did some initial reviews of the components just to see if anything was damaged. Having a little trouble here with the headphone and mic. The computer does not recognize this device. It's not detecting the USB, so it's possible that the driver, which I believe is this device, may be damaged, or some of the components, or it could very well be in the connector itself. I was unable to determine whether it was the connector, but well, we'll do some more testing real quick with a multimeter. Well, I've inspected this with my little Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass. I didn't see any obvious problems. Checked both sides of the PCB and didn't see anything. Originally, when I had opened it up, there was a little bit of a it appeared to be corrosion, perhaps right around this area, and maybe a little bit of a solder bridge between these two solder points. I've cleaned it up using alcohol and an acid brush, and it appears to be clear now, clean. I don't see any other damage or indications that, as they say, letting the smoke out of the chips, because as we all know, that's how electronics work, is by smoke. You let the smoke out, it doesn't work. Okay, well, let's try to put this back together. Well, let's put it back together. How about that? Well, the first thing I want to do is secure this SMA connector. I think that would be the easiest way. So it's when I put the PCB back in, it will just sit on top, and I'll heat up that area, and it should just go right through. Better than trying to secure it on the PCB, or while it's yeah, that would be a real pain in the neck. So now we got to find the right screws, which I believe are the slightly larger. There's two of them here, and those are two small Phillips. I won't make you wait and watch me put this together. I'll fast forward. All right. Okay. Now this circuit card just my PCB just pops right in here. So the trick is you need to get that center conductor for the SMA through the circuit board. Now there is a via, and it is a plated via, meaning that it has a a copper that goes all the way through. Sometimes that will push through, but the solder pads on both sides will provide the connection between. So if we lose the via, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. So we just have to watch this copper. I believe it's copper, maybe some other metal. it provides a shielding. It's also a heat sink because just underneath this area here, you probably can't see it, but there's a little bit of that thermal paste connecting to some device. I don't know what it is. It could very well be some sort of an amp or a transistor that generates a considerable amount of heat, which is why they need the thermal conduction. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this heated up and see if we can push this through. This could take a little bit of time. Get that pushed through. Just be patient. Again, I won't make you wait for the whole thing. I know it's pretty exciting stuff, but I'll just go ahead and fast forward. Blammo! That's got it. Double check and make sure I didn't create any solder bridges. My soldering is just terrible these days. Now this this cover shield here, it has two little tabs, so you kind of have to push it over and then down. It may or may not stay. Yeah, because I've kind of bent it up a little bit when I was working on it earlier. So we'll just have to pay attention to that when we put it back together. And this PCB fits in their little tabs that stick up, so it helps to align the PCB. So, okay, we've put the printed circuit board back into the metal chassis, and now we're going to secure it to with the screws to the metal chassis. And I'm not going to make you watch all that either. Alright, so there we have it. We've got our connector soldered back in, and PCB is secure to the metal chassis. And I seem to have one extra small screw. Don't remember where that went. These two long ones go in the end, I do believe. I believe these go in the, yeah, those are the Torx bit. So, that's right, if anybody sees it, just shout it out. Oh, nope. Well, oh, on the side. That's right. Good job. Whoever called that out, good work. Actually, I think this was a flat one. So I'll take this one out. And I'll put that here, because I believe that was that had to be flat, because this is where my push to talk and and the receive to listen, as I say, and the PF, what is it, PF 2 and 3 or 1 and 2, I don't remember what they are. Additional function key. Okay, so we have the PCB resecured back to the chassis. Now let's double check this rubber grommet fits all the way around, and it has little tabs that allow it to secure in. There's the little recessed areas, so just make sure that on both sides everything's recessed and secure. That way when we drop it back in, it won't become bound to the plastic case. So now the trick here, because we have these two ribbon connectors, and what I have found the easiest way is just to start it in the front, and then at the angle you just take a pair of needle nose and you start it like that. I'll show you here in a minute. But we also don't want to forget our grommets. These little rubber grommets are the ones that go in the top. They fit in after the fact. I tried it before and put them on here and then shoved it in, and I think it was a little bit too much with just the pressure from that, started to deform these rubber grommets, so they just go on top. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this and get this started. And just double check that grommet, make sure it's secured. Alright, so now before I do that, just make sure these connectors, these securing the black bars that secure the ribbon cables, just make sure they're pulled back and ready for the cables. So the little one, that'll be a little difficult for you to see this, but you should be able to get this one started right with it open about this much, and you should be able to get it started. Just be careful, take your time, and there it goes. And press it forward. I don't know if you can see that. Just press it up towards the white part of the connector, so that it basically secures that ribbon cable in there. Now for the big one, we'll have to come down a little bit more here, and and it looks like it's in there. So there we go. Double check those gaskets. And oh yeah, don't forget, I get this bad boy on there. Otherwise we won't have a way to secure our battery. That's on there. That's there. Rubber grommets. Set those in there. Yeah. All right. And it's back in. And we just take the 2 Torx screws and secure that metal chassis to the plastic case. All right, let's see. Well, we have one part that I forgot to put in, which is this little rubber piece. So I'll just pop this back out, put that in, and then we'll secure that. So stand by. All right, so put that back on there, the rubber grommet around the mic headphone, and we just pop this back in. And we have, don't forget these little rubber grommets. Now this orange one, I think it goes down like that. So you can see, just kind of push it in there, and it recesses, and the the cupped part is pointing up. Now these other two, as you can see, they're kind of keyed, and inside the plastic housing is also shaped like this. Now it appears as though they go with there's a little edge that points up. The flat side of this goes down and will sit in the little cutouts. This will be a little bit of a challenge to get aligned, so we'll just speed this part up. How about that? Oh, okay. So these, and you take these guys, and then these, and then we'll do the needle nose trick. Good and snug. And then this one on the volume knob, just be careful when you're securing that, because if you turn it on and turn it clockwise too far, you might break the potentiometer inside the mechanical stop. So just take your time. Alright, that feels good and solid. Let's take our knobs. The knobs are two different sizes. The tall one is the center, which is the menu option, whatever, and the other one is the volume control. Alright, so we have it reassembled. One last thing, the antenna. Well, second to last thing. And the real challenge is, will it power up? Let's find out. Oop, and there it is. It's powering up. Ta-da! Well, the real trick is, can I connect it to the computer? And will it be recognized? Let's find out. Okay, so let's hook the radio up. I basically have the device manager open, and this is Windows XP, and if it works, we should see the driver in the ports area should light up and give us a GD virtual port. Alright, plugged in, powered up. Nope, nothing. And this is one of the issues I had before. In this USB port, it would lock up the computer or the trackpad, so I'll just use one of the USB ports in the back. And nothing. Darn it. I was really kind of hoping that would work. So it just looks like the COM port inside the radio for the USB is just toast, and that's not going to work. That's unfortunate. So, oh well.